All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in game number 1 from our round of 8 match. We've gone back another round as we get ready. This side of the bracket still playing a little bit of catch up. But here we are in game number 1, spawning down here on the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Dust Towers. We had the blue Terran player from Chairs4Gaming. Give it up for RuFF, the unorthodox.
All right, and on the top, he is our orange Protoss player from Korea. It is TAiLS, the thing on your backside. Yo, I don't even know if TAiLS wasn't on the team, right? I know Tang Tang he was on Prime and he's not on the team anymore.
Maybe, yeah.
I know TAiLS.
Ooh. Damn!
Oh, losing the pro. Do you think TAiLS knows about RuFF?
Well, okay. I don't know if he knows. Oh, wait. Look at TAiLS' vision. He saw one gas geyser building, but he didn't. And okay, here's the thing. He might have seen some guys mining gas, but the fog of war actually makes me think that he might not have seen anything mining gas at the second gas geyser. He may not know this is a double gas opening, which is hugely out of ordinary. Like, that's so weird.
Yeah, and he didn't even check the expansion either to see. Like, he did not like he saw an orbital being made. He saw the barracks timing is pretty much it, and one gas.
Oh, okay. Well,
so that pro.
So I will say TAiLS has been playing a lot more of these kind of cups lately. So there's a chance that he does know who RuFF is, as maybe a little bit familiar with him. But I don't know. It's still gonna be like a bit of a toss-up. RuFF has so many builds also. So even if he does know who RuFF is, even if he plays a little bit safer, you still don't know. Like, if you play a little bit too safe early on, you're actually going to like hamstring yourself later on if there's an attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if he's seen the extent of builds that RuFF can pull out. But then I also wonder exactly how TAiLS approaches the matchup as well. Like, you know, there are the players that don't care what the Terran is doing. Just like, all right, I'm just going to execute this, you know, blink attack like we saw Neeb do. And it just caught RuFF, you know. He just died to it pretty much.
Yeah. Well, we do have Toilet Council going up as well as Roboxilly, so yeah, Blink is going to be on the way, as I was about to say, pretty likely candidate. Although I will say, the Blink attack from Neeb in that one game, that was a much more aggressive attack. And if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, no, they didn't play today. They played yesterday. RuFF versus Neeb ended up happening, and Neeb just went for like a proxy gate and went really ham on the gateway count. And we're not quite seeing that. We're seeing just 3 gateways out right now for TAiLS. I feel like this is a much more defensive Blink, but that soccer made its way across the map. It saw the factory with the tech lab. What it didn't see was the starport with the tech lab. Getting out of Raiden, I thought this was going to be for Banshees.
Yeah, well, this is the build that he tried to do against Neeb, and then it got shut down before it was allowed to get any traction.
Same map too.
Yeah, exactly, right? And like you said, TAiLS going for the Blink, but he got double observer here too. So yeah, it is going to be a bit more defensive and macro oriented because he's taking the third base off of it. But RuFF, he's not taking the third base just yet, at least. He's getting more Cyclones, and he's starting to get Ravens out, which are going to have the Corbett reactor upgrade. And I believe that the Cyclones already have the lock. Oh, nice. What the heck was that?
Yeah, this is where TAiLS is just like, what? Was that a Cyclone and a Raven? I mean, is he hunting down my observer? I think he only saw one Cyclone too, so he might actually just be thinking like, wait, was that just like one Cyclone? May not realize that there was just 3 Cyclones with more Cyclones being made, more Ravens being made.
Exactly. And the good part about this for RuFF is that TAiLS, without seeing everything and not really confirming it, he has to kind of switch up what he was going to do to an extent. And you can already see that here with the Stargate. So if you're going to go for a Stargate now, you thinking they are going to be for Phoenixes to try to lift up the Cyclones while they lock on, or is it like
Tempo? I have no idea. I actually have no idea.
Is he gonna go ham?
Phoenixes are still paperweights. Like, Phoenixes will still get taken out so quickly.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Oracle. Oracle, I feel like, is the same. Like, Oracle's not going to be able to do anything. Even Void Rays would be really weird, I feel like, because they're just so immobile. Like, the Cyclones will lock on and pick them off from afar really easily, especially with the Corvid Reactor, or sorry, not Corvid Reactor, the extra lock-on upgrade.
The mag, yeah.
Yeah, Mag Filter Accelerator.
All right, well, we'll see what he plans to do here. He's at least started to add Phoenixes now, but that's not like only what he's going into. He only added one Stargate, and he's still going to stick to his Gateway Explosion as well as the Charge. So I guess the plan is to lock on the Cyclones with the Zealots and hope that he can kill them before they kill him.
Yeah, he's going to move out and see what damage he can do. Third expansion is going to be landing over here for RuFF as well. A lot of observers are out, so they're going to spot this moving out across the map. And the Warp Prism is going to be able to just narrowly avoid the army, potentially get some damage done. Cyclones do lock onto the Stalkers, and oh my god, killing off a lot of them. And this is working out pretty well.
Yeah. Completely gets caught out, even gets that Observer, I believe. And now here come more Stalkers, but I mean, does he realize that they have that?
Point defense drone. And just continues.
Oh my goodness.
Those Stalkers, once they blink forward, they cannot get out of there. Even with the blink back, because of that Cyclone range upgrade, he's able to actually just deal so much damage. Where did the Warp Prism go?
Was that what got blown up? I saw something get blown up there. I thought it was an Observer, but maybe it was a Warp Prism.
No, it was the Warp Prism. Warp Prism's dead.
Well, that means no more damage is going to be done on the other side of the map. RuFF is going to be able to just harass and not really have to pay for it because the Cyclones outrange the pylons here.
Oh, well, you still might have to pay for a couple of these Cyclones, but I mean, point defense drones just doing a lot over here. Zealots are going to be very, very effective though, because they're just going to soak up a lot more hits, as well as just buying time for these Stars to get some damage done.
I love the point defense drones, and
he's still got enough energy for more. He can still throw down a couple more point defense drones, and he's just continuing to rally more of these Cyclones across the map. Doesn't have any more Ravens going or being built, as he is starting up yet another one. But I mean, just keeping that Raven count alive, he's going to continue to build that up as well. So he's going to have more and more to point defense drones over time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if TAiLS knows what it is that he wants to do. So it seems he's just making Stalkers and Zealots at the moment, and he's just, he just wants to spend his money basically. But he doesn't actually really have the answer, and unless he gets to that critical mass of Stalkers, I just don't know how this is going to be working.
I mean, I think at the same time, critical mass of Stalkers, yes, but you also need a critical mass of Cyclones and Ravens to make this work, right? So I think that he's just trying to trade out and make sure that RuFF doesn't get to that point. But I don't actually know what to do in this situation. There is the Warp Prism, and I feel like the Warp Prism harassing is going to be one really nice way to deal with this. But look, it's a Planetary Fortress of the Third. It's not a normal orbital command.
Yep, and that's going to be so much easier to defend. Oh man, RuFF. He's even gonna get a lock on onto that. He should keep vision on it. Boom, down it goes. And TAiLS is gonna try to be offensive. Did he even spot that it was a planetary? Oh, he did at least.
Well, there's a fourth expansion also down, and that could turn into a planetary fortress as well if it desires. Widow Mines are also in the mix, and I want to note, when the Ravens are constantly sitting here with the Cyclones, it's actually nigh impossible to keep an observer alive near this army. Think about that. Yeah. These Widow Mines are effectively never going to die.
That's really cool, actually. Yeah, the fact that he's getting Drilling Claws with it to add. He's even adding another starport here, so whether or not he decides to... I'm wondering, what would be the best thing to add with more starports? Is it Liberator now that he switches up to, or does he just continue to make Ravens?
I don't know. That's a really good question. Gonna continue to make Ravens for now. Drilling Claws being researched, 1-1 being an upgrade. And I want to note something really important about TAiLS' army. It's pure Zealot Stalker. It's sitting on 0-0. He does have Charge and Blink research, but I mean, there's no upgrades coming. There's nothing else coming up behind this. Widow Mines are going to be able to do a lot of damage. Planetary Fortress also helping out quite a bit. And it's going to push this army back. I mean, there's no transition point. And this is so weird to say. There's no transition point for TAiLS, but there is for RuFF.
Yeah, but is it going to be the sheer numbers now? Cyclones are starting to get picked off. The Planetary not really helping here, but now it will. The Widow Mines are all out by the fourth base. And TAiLS, now the more Widow Mines. Oh my goodness.
TAiLS can't retreat out without taking a bunch of losses to these Widow Mines.
Yo, you're right. Fusion Core is in production. And we're seeing triple Liberator now.
Oh god. The stalker count has also been heavily thinned out. Finally, we start to see some other tech being thrown down, or I guess the Templar Archives has been done for a while, but no Archons are made. He instead is finally going to start getting up Storm. Storm could be really helpful because it doesn't seem like it, but Cyclones do actually clump up a little bit. Storm also not the best tool against Widow Mines, but I mean, it sure beats literally not being able to hit them at all. I actually wouldn't even hate Disruptors that much in this. Well, would I hate what do you think about Disruptors versus Templar in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking that the Cyclones it's a pretty quick unit actually, you know. So not obviously quite as fast as a Stalker, and it doesn't have any blink potential or anything like that. And the fact that it locks on so quick, it makes me think that unless you don't see it coming, then you most likely should be able to dodge it and still be doing damage to whatever is getting in range for you to get vision to actually hit the army. So I feel like you would still trade really well unless, you did clump it up and
God,
get
RuFF is
surprised
just
by it, I guess.
I don't even know. RuFF is just like that.
Colossi even an option here?
Colossi would be really weird. So here's the thing that I experienced with Cyclones versus Colossus in the early stages of Legacy of the Void.
Okay.
They just get locked on by the Cyclones and they just run away while like continuously dealing damage to this to your Colossus. And Colossus, yeah, they won't exactly like have unit collision with your other units. They can move back and everything, but they just end up not really doing a whole lot because they just have to back up so quickly.
Yeah, like the range of that lock-on thing is.
I don't even know, man.
It's probably crazy. Yeah, I'm thinking that it's pretty damn crazy because I'm looking at it right now, and that does seem like it would outrange a Colossus, man. The new Colossus, at least.
Yeah, I mean the range, especially with the upgrade, is what? Does it list it over here?
I'm not sure.
There's
Somebody
really
knows.
list it. I know you have to be like close enough range to lock on, but I think it goes to like something ridiculous with the upgrade. I think it's like 13 range or something. Let me see. Can't really look at her description right now. Oh, we do have a couple other upgrades going up, and Thors. Just why not? Thors being made. Just sure.
And even explosive shrapnel shells coming out here for the Raven auto turrets and seeker missiles.
Oh, this is weird. This is a base trade, right?
Oh my! It actually might be. This is TAiLS deciding if he's gonna go back home or attack. No, he's actually gonna go back home.
I think this actually is maybe good for TAiLS though, because if TAiLS can catch this army, the biggest thing about this army is it needs space and it needs time to set up the Liberators. It needs time to set up the point of Storms. Oh, taking out all the Widow Mines over here. The Stalkers are actually going to be able to get some okay trades. The point defense drones are soaking up a lot of hits, but the Liberators do siege up.
Yep, and now the Stalkers do have to be very careful.
Oh, feedbacks on the point defense drones.
Though. That was a really nice. Oh crap! Oh no. Okay.
Well, he makes it either alive.
He does, and he doesn't have to deal with those Widow Mines anymore. RuFF goes on back home, and it's starting. Yeah, he's continuing with this mech army. Now, what I do like about this is that he is adding in the Ghost Academy. Oh, RuFF is gonna get caught here.
Oh,
and no, he's gonna get away.
Point defense drones. I mean, they may have had a huge nerf between the Heart of the Storm and Legacy of the Void, but they still do soak up those initial hits for the immediate time. And man, I think Thors is actually a really smart response. For those who don't know, like Thors actually deal with Stalkers pretty damn quickly. And High Templars, what are you gonna do? You're gonna storm the Thors? Okay, buddy, have fun.
I'm thinking. I was wondering if Tempest would even. After I saw that Oracle do the revelation, I was actually wondering if getting some Tempest out would.
Even Tempest.
Point defense drones, I guess, are still gonna hold.
It's point defense drones, but it's also, remember, the Thors have that new mode where they actually deal direct damage instead of like that light kind of AoE damage. It's the big 45 or something damage like to air. So I actually think that if Thors ever got near the Tempest, they would actually start to decimate them.
Huh. Man, yeah, this is kind of crazy. This is not a unit composition that you see that often.
Oh my god, the Ghost being mixed in too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Ghost. Wow, down goes that Oracle. But yeah, with the Ghost being able to EMP these Templar that are stacking up so much, that would be so good for RuFF. You know, it's just basically leaves TAiLS without any real options
Oh!
to actually. Oh my
Only one
God!
storm left!
No way! He actually got every single one of them.
Oh my god, there's one Night Templar just used up all of its storms, and this army is going to be chasing after. A lot of Archons being made, though, and those Archons could still be relatively effective. Cyclone's locking on. Thor's also getting in the mix. Liberator is actually taking a lot of damage, and these Archons get picked off, but, I mean, that was an expensive army for TAiLS to lose.
TAiLS cannot afford to lose that, and wow, RuFF takes a huge lead in the supply department. Oh my god, I can't believe he got every single one.
Well, I mean, Thors are going to get locked onto, but there's SCVs that have been sitting with his army just auto-repairing consistently. Maybe wants to focus a little bit of auto-repair on some of those Ravens since they are getting a little bit lower and they do have less health. But, man, I mean, this is by the way, I want to commend RuFF on this because this is a hard unit composition. There's so many things you have to do. Sieging up the Liberators, throwing down the point defense drones, controlling the Cyclones, moving them back, throwing down the EMPs, but he has been doing a pretty good job of it so far.
Yeah, and now TAiLS is running out of options, man. He's only on Stalkers. He's going to try more Templar, but they have to build up energy too. It's not like he has overwhelming upgrades either, you know. It's only 2-2. 3-3 is on the way, but it is quite a ways away.
Oh, TAiLS is running out of space. He's gonna try and engage against some of these livers. Does it a backup. The High Templars are completely on their own right now. The Thors are just saying, I don't care about your storms. I'll just take all of you out on my own.
Yep. And now, well, RuFF is leaving his Liberators a bit naked here, so the Stalkers could blink under it. Depends if TAiLS does realize that, but not anymore. They are going to reposition. And remember we were talking about the Cyclones being the ones that are needing this space. Well, it looks like TAiLS could be the one. I like that blink around, but is it enough with the Thors?
No, Thors, they will rip through Stalkers with RuFF wins the game.
Oh, GG.
Tempo, RuFF is that guy on the ladder that you and I, not like the GM players and everything. I mean, of course, RuFF is a GM player. I'm not trying to say that, but this is not like a shot at RuFF. But RuFF is the guy on the ladder that everyone below like Masters like this probably complains about. You know, like hit him and be like, yeah, this guy did like the weirdest thing. Like I don't even understand. What was I supposed to do there? And you like complain to your Grandmaster level friend. They're like, no, look, you just need to play better. You just need to focus on your building workers and everything. Like seriously, it shouldn't be a thing. Like you're just not mechanically like up there. And then you see a game like this, and RuFF is just like, actually no, it's not just your mechanics, because TAiLS has good mechanics. Like there's something else wrong here.
Oh man, that was really cool. Definitely the unorthodox name shining right on through. He actually takes a 1-0 lead against TAiLS here. And
I think we're gonna hop to a really short break since that was a fairly long game. So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get raised with game number 2 as we wait for the game invites and everything to pop on over to us. You guys are watching the Chairs4Gaming Cup. Don't go anywhere as we finish up this round of 8 match with game number 2 pretty soon. Alright, so we do have to regame as accidentally TAiLS ended up picking Terran. He's been thrown so far off his game. He's like, what do I do against that? Maybe I just have to play Terran. If I do it to him, then he can't just do it to me. Whoever gets the... Can you imagine if that's what TvT ever devolved down to? It was like whoever gets the first lock-on wins.
That's it, right?
It's just Cyclone versus Cyclone.
Yeah, I know. That would be horrible. I'd be like, yeah.
I think that would be so much fun.
Just roll the dice, right? It's basically what it is. Who rolls a higher number?
Yeah. Whoever's player 1 gets port priority and ends up winning.
It's just how it goes. The way that the algorithm is and whatever.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to be hopping into it. Game number 3? Question mark?
Yeah, like how does it 2 but 3?
All right, spawn down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. Still up 1-0 despite the draw. Give it up for CyStormGaming's RuFF.
And on the other side of things, it is our orange Protoss player. Give it up for TAiLS.
The winner goes on to face off versus Peely Peely. And it really is a good question. Does RuFF do this again?
That'd be so funny. I mean,
it's a straight up strong build.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right? Because the way that you say, like, how do you actually prepare for it? It's like, if he does it again, then what up? Do something. Like, have you figured it out in that time period or what?
Yeah.
There's one way to do it.
Oh, I love this. This is
TAiLS.
This is so good.
What a beast.
RuFF gonna return the favor.
But I mean, doing anything like this is gonna completely throw him off, and then RuFF is gonna counter it with the engineering bay block at the natural.
Yep. And that engineering bay is gonna get close to finish right before actually salting that. Yeah, gonna leave it at 99%. Look at how many times he's done this. He finishes up at 25-25. Yeah, Zealot is gonna be forced out just to try and clear up that engineering bay. It's gonna delay that expansion for a little bit. Here's the kind of cool thing from RuFF. He's just not reacting to the refinery being, or assimilator going up over here, or the gas steel. He's still just going up for a reactor on this barracks. He's throwing down a factory. He's kind of saying like, look, I got enough builds. I can still just make something else work.
Yeah, I wonder where he's actually going to go with it though, right? It's like, he probably is going to be able to catch TAiLS off guard in this kind of situation, only because of the fact that he was able to go and put that engineering bay down. Like, say TAiLS was able to get that Nexus down, then all of a sudden I would start to worry. But TAiLS is going to get thrown off in the sense that he's getting a later Nexus. He invested in the 75, to go and block the gas of RuFF. And he's only doing that because he's like, yo, I don't want to get hit by that build again.
Yeah. Definitely a little bit of a scare factor there. Fast starport does come out. Widowmine gonna be made. So this is actually like one of the most standard early aggressions that RuFF could probably go for, which is gonna just be like a straight up, hey, it's arena, short area distances. I'm just gonna go straight for the Widowmine drop. And this actually could still work out pretty well. Stalker and Zealot are gonna make their way across the map. What am I watching? Wings of Liberty? Stalker and Zealot making their way across the map? What?
Yo, I'm.
Oh god, Widowmine.
Oh,
it's gonna kill the Zealot.
There it goes, yeah. He ends up taking that down.
Engineering bay doesn't exactly do a whole lot on the other side of the map. Does get canceled. But yeah, I would say the most important thing over here for TAiLS is that he scouts in and sees, you have a barracks that's building a lot of Marines. You have a Widowmine that's out right now, and I didn't really see a command center. So he knows he's got to be expecting some kind of aggression. He gets up a robotic facility, is going to be able to get up some form of detection for those Widowmines.
Yeah, and let's see if he just chrono boosted out too. Definitely one of the things that can totally wreck you. And he knows what's up, so he is going to indeed go for it. And he's rallying it right down towards the base of RuFF, who's already on the way with 2 Widowmines. So if he's not going to react to time, he should be able to do this though. Like, this shouldn't do
overcharge. Yeah, photon overcharge already goes up. Double photon overcharge. Gonna actually be able to kill off the medevac and the Widowmines before they even get a chance to burrow. And so I was saying, like, you react in time, you're just gonna actually mutilate that medevac, but and the Widowmines. But here we go, Marines coming in. They're gonna just try and focus fire themselves down as many workers as they can, and I mean that's quite a few workers to be killing off this early on.
Yeah, but it's also, you have to be careful of counterattack potential too. There are, it's 2 gateways, it's not quite 3 yet, so maybe the counterattack isn't going to be as strong as you would expect it to be, but yeah, I did like that because look at how many kills he got, 11 workers.
Yeah, I do agree that the counterattack is still something to be very wary of, because even off 2 gateways, these stalkers against next to no Marines, I think he can actually just deny the natural expansion from going, like actually landing and mining over there.
Yeah, it's just here an economy game, right? Like if RuFF killed those workers, then I think this would even be worse.
I agree, but at the same time, I think he might just die over here. Blink is about to finish up too. Okay, Observer gets picked off. That is definitely really nice for RuFF, but TAiLS, he has another Observer coming up behind this. If he just blinks forward, he's gonna be able to take out every single one of these Marines, I think. With some reinforcements coming in, he can take out that siege tank.
Yeah, the medevac is out though, so definitely important that he's able to move that tank out.
Yeah, that's true.
But if he blinks on top, goes for the medevac preemptively, expecting RuFF to pick up, that's when things get devastating for RuFF. But
Well,
Yeah, I think having this economic advantage is almost good enough for the time being, but he is
oh,
just gonna push every advantage that he can, and I like that a lot.
yeah, I totally agree. Like, TAiLS has a huge economic lead right now, but just doing little bits of damage with the Blink Stalkers, I think, is going to be so effective, because it's not just the fact that he does little bits of damage, denies mining. It's like he's keeping all of RuFF's units at home, because if RuFF was loaded up with a medevac right now full of Marines on the other side of the map trying to do damage, Photon Overcharge, first of all, would delay those Marines from doing a whole lot. Second of all, I think RuFF just straight up dies. Like, he doesn't have enough units.
Able to hold.
So
Exactly.
RuFF has to play hyper defensive right now. He's not even making workers. He's trying to build up a big enough army that can try and walk across the map and go for the kill. But I don't know. Okay, he is starting to build some workers now. But, like, I don't actually know if it's ever going to get to that point. I feel like TAiLS is just too far ahead.
Yeah, and like you said, as soon as he goes and tries to do any damage on the other side of the map, TAiLS goes in and blinks, and it's all because of this observer that he's able to see it and react immediately when RuFF loads up, or does anything for that matter. So I think, yeah, TAiLS is in that position where he's just going to continue to get ahead, taking a third base. He's comfortable enough that he can do that. And RuFF, what do you do here? He hasn't mined from his natural pretty much all game. Like, he got a bit of time to do it. And if he loses this command center, oh no.
Oh,
that's going to
no.
force RuFF to go all in, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was already sitting on 17 workers. Like, this actually couldn't get a whole lot worse at this point.
No. But at this point, there
Pull
you
the
go,
boys.
boys. About to get pulled.
I would even just
And-
maybe lift up one of your buildings or something to try and soak up hits.
He even sees it. TAiLS knows exactly what to expect. He has the mother
Oh, he's
support.
flooding to the gold. He's hoping to
Whoa.
straight up base trade this. SCV is going to be able to soak up a couple of hits. Immortal, though, even going to be able to end up surviving for a little bit. Stim goes
Whoa.
off, but there's no medevacs right now to heal this up.
Nope. And one Immortal goes down. That's a big deal. RuFF going to be able to get some good damage done himself. Army value is definitely in favor of TAiLS at the moment.
Such an overcharge does get picked off. The pylon gets picked off very quickly. Oh, the Muchagor might actually get picked off very quickly as well. Time Warp goes down. Well, no,
Last
RuFF still has to do so much.
He does. You know, it's all up to these siege tanks getting good splash damage, but it doesn't even seem like it's going to be enough. RuFF is going to fall in game number 2.5 as TAiLS takes it. We go to the ace match, baby.
Ace match hype as TAiLS takes it after the draw with a really just good reactive and adaptive play. RuFF can throw out 1,000,001 builds, but I mean, let's be real. He definitely had a particular build that I think it seemed like he wanted to go for. That Ghost Pepper build and
agree.
the gas steal. It shuts him down.
He was just like, oh crap, and it messed with him, and he was able to react quickly enough, but it definitely threw a wrench in his plan, and he was just like, okay, you know, any kind of uncertainty is going to make that happen where it just doesn't look as smooth as it usually does.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hop to a short little break before we get ready to go into game number 3. You guys are watching the Chairs4Gaming Cup number 8. Do not go anywhere as we find out the exciting conclusion of this best of 3 series and the winner who's going to go on to face off versus Neeb in the semifinals.